Shalom, shalom. This is Second Ezra chapter 2. And I'm going to start at verse 42. And I, Ezra, saw upon the Mount Zion a great people whom I could not number, and they all praised the Lord with songs. And in the midst of them there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Now are they crowned and receive palms. Then said I unto the angel, What young person is it that crowneth them and giveth them palms in their hands? So he answered and said unto me, It is the Son of Yahweh whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. So, before I continue on, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory due unto Yahweh, Alahayanawa Ba'ashem Hamashiach Yahushua. Double honors to my apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well in these scriptures. Double shalom to you brothers who are on the highways and the byways, pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. And shalom to you brothers and you few sisters who are listening and learning. Hey, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is going to reward those that stand stiffly for his name, for the names of Yahweh and Yahushua. You know, because going out there and teaching is one thing, but who are you giving the praise, honor, and glory to is what really matters. And the scriptures do say that the elect shall praise his holy name. So the elect have the names and they push the names hard. Who's pushing the names hard? Who's pushing the names Yahweh and Yahushua hard, man? Only the apostles, bishops, elders, and men of GMS and their affiliates. You know? So, hey, we ain't sold out. We haven't denied Yahushua before men. Because when you won't speak and preach in the names, even though you know the names, you're denying Yahweh and Yahushua before men. You know? When Ezra asked, who was crowning them, the angel told him that it was Yahushua. So Yahushua is going to put crowns on all the heads of the elect, and he's going to give them palms in their hands, because see, Yahweh made Yahushua king, and he gave him, rulership over the nations, and Yahushua is going to give that same power unto his elect. So let's get this precept in the book of Psalms. This is Psalms chapter 2 and verse 6. Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. I will declare the decree. Yahweh have said unto me, Thou art my son. This day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Hey, so Yahushua is going to rule over the other nations very harshly, but he's going to also give that power unto his elect to do so as well. Bear with me, I can't Bible Shah. Believe what I'm looking for is in Revelations. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 2, and I'm going to start at verse 25. But that which ye have already hold fast till I come, because we have the kingdom of heaven. The kingdom of heaven is within us because the kingdom of heaven represents this knowledge in us, you know. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, meaning we got to be down for Yahweh Shai to the end, man. We got to stand stiffly for the names of Yahweh Shai unto the end, you know. The scriptures say, strive unto death, and the Lord, strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. You know, roughly paraphrasing that scripture. I'm going to keep reading. This is Revelation chapter 2 and verse 26. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. So those blessings that Yahweh gave Yahweh Shai is going to give the elect a portion of that as well. We're going to rule over the nations, man. You know? And rightfully so. Hey, the Lord is building up the house of David, and those who are of the house of David are going to have thrones of rulership. You know, thus saith the Holy Scriptures. Let's see. Real quick. Bear with me, Baba Shah. We of the faith, you know, we like to think of ourselves as being a part of the house of David, man. This is the house of David. This is this what we are in, this thing of ours that we are involved in, you know, and all of us who are teaching, we're participating in the building of the house of David, in repairing the breaches thereof, you know. So let me get this precept. Baba Shah, bear with me. I'm trying to see. I'm looking for a particular precept I can, so bear with me, Baba Shah, but I could, you know, go to Google and look it up, but I don't want to, you know, sometimes that can mess up the mic or whatever, so I'm going to try to avoid doing that. I'm pretty sure I can find it. It's just taking me, you know, and I'm sitting in my car right now just, you know, doing some impromptu lessons, so, you know, I didn't prepare this, so I'd have been better off. Salakia. So I hate that it's taking this long, man. Let's see. I was on point, but that I can, that was a long space, man. Hey, Salakia, this is Amos chapter 9 and 11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old, that they may possess the remnant of Edom, and of all the heathen, which are called by my name, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, that doeth this. And that's spiritual, call Halayim like Yahweh Bashem Yahushua for me being able to find this precept. It all links up to what I was going into. The Lord is going to give the house of David, the elect, rulership chiefly over the nation of Edom and all of the rest of the heathen, man. The Lord is going to set us up back in power. We just got to be patient. But it's coming. And that's spiritual. This is 144. Call Allah Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Let's see. We're going to judge matters amongst the nations. We're going to judge matters amongst our own people. Hey, the scriptures even say that we shall judge angels. So the Lord is going to give the hopeful elect, the house of David, a very, very heavy position in the nation, in a lot of power, man. This is Psalms chapter 122 and verse 5. For there are set thrones of judgment, the thrones of the house of David. The house of David are going to be the new rulers, man, of the earth. Hey, and all of you guys who you refuse to get in line under Elder Apostle Tahar and all the other apostles, you refuse to get in line with the doctrine, you must be of the house of Saul. And what we're seeing is, hey, the men of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, being risen up, and we're seeing the house of David, the house of Saul wax weaker and weaker. All of you rebels out there, you're going to be purged out eventually. You know what I'm saying? All of you who are not willing to get down, man. One thing about me, I know my place in this thing of ours. I know, hey, I know my place. That's all I can say. You know what I'm saying? And I know, hey, who's over me and who deserves that respect, man, and it's going to be given on my end. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of guys, they look at, I was listening to Elder Tazapanya, the elder from down there in Houston. I believe his channel is GMS Thy Will Be Done. Salakia, if I got the elder's channel wrong. But anyway, he was going into how Jake, Jacob respect Esau at the job, man, but want to try to curse out the apostles. Hey, these are men that Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is dealing with and have set up in power, man. So, you should fear them as well. And you should, be very, very weary of cursing them or saying anything out of turn when it comes to them. Those are the men of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. The true leaders of the nation of Israel. So I've never seen anybody cut. When I first came into this truth, it was when Alizé was, the booty bandit. It was when he was first kind of getting his thing going and doing his thing. And he had a back and forth with the apostles. Hakar was there. I forgot who else was there. And they were on live. They were on a live stream with each other. And man, he called the apostles all types of old ass niggas and this and that. And look at him now. You know, hey, that guy had the nerve to tell Elder Apostle Hart to get himself in order. You know what I'm saying? And it just ended. It was funny to me that when that stuff came out about him, Elder Apostle Hart told him, man, you need to get yourself in order and, you know, take care of that. You need to set your house in order and take care of that. If you know, you know. You know, and here it is, man, that guy, you know, the Lord brought so much shame upon him, he couldn't do nothing but go back into the world. You know what I'm saying? He knew there was no place for him amongst this thing of ours anymore. You know? Hey, that being said, you know, you can't come against the men of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua and think that anything good is going to come of it, because nothing ever has. All of these niggas that disrespected the apostles, where are they now? All of these niggas that, hey, and even, you know, not only the apostles, other brothers, man, other men of the Lord. You don't know who brothers are, man. You don't know who you dealing with. So when you dealing with brothers, you got to be careful. We got to be careful dealing with each other. We're all loved of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. You know? So, hey, man. You know what I'm saying? There's an elect of the elect, and there's an order amongst the body. You know? You know, if you came into this thing, you know, take me for an example, man. I've been in this truth for approximately about 7 to 8 years. You know what I'm saying? That's not a long time at all. And when compared, hey, when Apostle Gabar was 30, I was probably still in my daddy's sack or getting ready to be born, man. You know, that being said, my earthly father, you know, I think about that, and I think about, man, I've only been in that I learned under them. I could never go against them, and I hope Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua don't never let me get taken over by a demon that, you know, hey, I will disrespect any of the apostles or the bishops or the elders or anything, because I learned from them, man. Anything I know and anything I can teach, I learned it from them. So they're going to always have my respect and my honor, you know. But hey, nothing good has ever come from anybody disrespecting the apostles or any other brothers. You got to watch it, man. Brothers put curses up on your ass, things will happen to you. You know? I remember one brother was giving in a testimony on how, you know, a guy was being a demon to him at the job, and he would put curses up on him every day. And eventually the guy had a stroke. Whole one side of his face was paralyzed. And the brother, you know, had a testimony about that, man. So you gotta, hey, you know, you don't want to offend one of these little ones. You want to be very, very careful. You know, speaking for myself first and foremost. But that's pretty much all I had on this particular topic. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and close out. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua willing, this was edifying. You know, and until the next one, I say shalom.